Soup Dan.
Brian.
This caboose!
I'm breaking down Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode by episode. Here's 99 Things You Missed in Season 1, Episode 17, Full Boyle.
Trying dishes, yeah.
We start with Charles singing, which allows me to correct my squad mixtape.
Barley and Jimes are on the case. Charles has been so happy since he hooked up with that professor at the captain's party. She has tenure and also has 10 years times 2 older than him.
This is accurate, as both the actors and characters have a 26-year age gap.
That sucked.
Yeah.
It's nice to see him like this.
I know his life is full of sweetness and joy now, but that is a lot of sugar.
This morning, he finally corrected the barista when she called him Charlize.
As many of you pointed out in The Vulture, the barista actually gets his name right, but I guess he is the type of guy to have several regular coffee shops.
He could take it down just a smidge.
If you like pina coladas.
Dead guy, Charles.
This reminds me of Jimmy singing it in Better Call Saul. As well as a silly rendition, it likely cost the show an insane amount to license. And there's a boom mic visible in the very top left of the frame.
Sexy train is leaving the station. Check out this caboose.
All that ass probably distracted you from Scully passing Hitchcock a file with what looks to be a back scratcher.
Later, sluts.
Just let him have it. Great job, Boyle!
While Charles does his best Kenny Omega impression, we can see a blood drive poster encouraging the reader to do their part. We jump right into yet another installment of Briefing Room Whiteboard Details. Rosa is working the murder of Whitney Binns at the fictional Cantina restaurant, which we can see from the photos is actually just Le Bon Bon, but we'll talk about that later. The only other case visible on the board is the one Charles describes in a second, but it notably has the precinct map the wrong way around.
Well,
I got this, Jakey.
Nice jeans, Boyle.
Eyes up here, Gina. I'm more than just a piece of ass.
Not bad.
Gina has a new phone case for the first time since Thanksgiving.
An unlicensed cab driver's been picking up tourists.
These are all stock photos with people very obviously green screened in front.
We don't have a clear idea of what he looks like.
Charles has this brown folder on his desk that has writing on it for some reason.
He was either Latino or Mexican.
Despite it being implied she was one of the victims shown, this character didn't appear in any of the tourist photographs. However, there could be victims they just didn't show, so it's not a definite plot hole.
Either way, very Muslim.
Don't worry, Sarge.
The text here isn't clear enough to make out, but at least the map section is the right way up this time.
Nail this guy.
I can't believe I was just briefly attracted to Boyle.
This kind of foreshadows the season 1 finale. This new establishing shot is once again stock footage of Brooklyn's 78th precinct.
Brain Jensen here to see you, sir.
It's Brian. We recently met at the African American Gay and Lesbian New York City Policemen's Association.
Brain's uniform has some fun attention to detail. New York's 33rd precinct is located in Upper Manhattan and could have been chosen as it's a factor of 99, and thus symbolizes a similar yet underdeveloped version of Holt's. Yeah, that is kind of a reach, but I thought it was fun. He also has a pink and blue bar above his badge, which means he helped deliver a baby while on duty. And below it we see his badge numbers both palindromic and prime, which I feel Holt would appreciate.
I wanted to stop by and let you know I'll be running for president.
I wish you the very best. Thank you.
The book on Holt's coffee table is the 9/11 Commission Report, because if I go too many episodes without seeing a background reference to 9/11, then I will forget, and I've been reliably informed that I'm never meant to do that.
Goodbye, Brain.
Now let's figure out how to...
While Holt takes a very long dramatic pause, I would like to point out some probably unintentional but interesting framing. His back is turned to the article that shows the pinnacle of his achievement in the NYPD when he says,
destroy him.
which I'm choosing to believe represents his pride turning him away from true progress. I'm really digging into this shit.
how'd the interview with the victim go?
Charles is eating dried seaweed. It's not moss, but close enough.
Guy was from Canada, said it was probably his fault for getting robbed and apologized for wasting my time.
While this stereotype is largely attributed to media representation and culture, some theories suggest that societal aspects such as socialized healthcare contribute to the generally more relaxed attitude of Canadians. They also have legalized weed, so yeah, no, that really does check out.
Hey, what are you doing tomorrow night? I think I can get us some Nets tickets.
Tomorrow is Vivi's and my big 20-day anniversary.
This is the largest directly stated episode gap so far. However, that doesn't include the implied month or so between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I'm pulling out all the stops. Dinner at Le Bon Bon with 300 roses at the table.
No.
After checking local Brooklyn florists, this would probably cost around $600. And the gruesome twosome teleport in the cuts.
A gondola ride along the Gowanus Canal.
No.
This sounds kind of romantic without the context of the Gowanus Canal being one of the most polluted stretches of water in the US.
A skywriter is gonna write, Charles loves V. I couldn't afford her full name.
I actually got a quote for this, and here's how much it would cost. And this also marks the first instance of Charles being unconsciously sexual.
You're going full Boyle.
What's full boil?
There is actually a homophonic version of this expression that means pretty much the same thing, but in reference to heating a liquid and not this small succulent man.
Anytime Charles gets into a new relationship, he gets way too intense, way too fast, and it always ends in heartbreak.
We met on the subway.
These cutaways lack the standard dip to black, and the pancake exterior is once again CBS's New York Street backlot.
And then she broke up with you.
I know when I'm going full Boyle. Trust me, this is full Boyle. Gotta go full Boyle.
Are you a detective?
The extras behind Terry changed twice between cuts.
I'm Super Dan.
I think Santiago's free.
Hi, I'm Super Dan, and I have super.
Oh, gosh. I am super. I literally judged cake. Tight. I'm gonna miss this cake.
Why are you guys taking me seriously?
Your cape, and your name is Super Dan, and I can kind of see your penis.
I did pause to check, and you either can't or there isn't much to see. It is unbelievable that is something I've had to check for a video. And Detective Casey Cook teleports between cuts.
The only reason I'm wearing this costume is super.
Amy's muffin goes from half-eaten to completely gone.
It is NYPD policy to take a statement.
Super Dan looks truly flummoxed by Terry's interjection.
This isn't enough of a statement.
Yes, I wanted to inquire about renting out the Statue of Liberty.
This is the first of 3 camera shots like this, which I'm honestly a big fan of. After watching 17 episodes practically frame by frame, it's really nice to see, like, different camera work.
I thought maybe we should have a little chat about how crazy you're acting.
Not exactly the king of mature relationships.
I am like a beautiful angel of love, but this is not about me.
This is surely the most hidden Anthoro Cup yet.
It's about Charles.
Boyle's watch has the time 3:50 p.m., but when I went to compare it to the clock on the wall, I realized it's actually been removed.
I'm nowhere near full Boyle.
Push your anniversary dinner one night.
Hi, Vivi. It's Chuckle Buddy. I think we should open up a joint checking account. I love you. What am I doing?
I hung up right after Chuckle Bunny.
We do actually see Jake do this, but his hand also briefly jumps back to his hip. The jar on Boyle's desk is carne bianca, which is seasoning for white meat. Charles goes from holding the phone with 2 hands to 1 in the cuts.
I've gone full Boyle.
Clear my schedule.
You really care about this little club, huh?
It's an organization that I founded over 25 years ago.
We get what I'm assuming will be our only briefing room blackboard details. Honestly, there's like nothing of note here, but it does give me the opportunity to correct a previous mistake. At the end of last episode, I called this blackboard a whiteboard before butchering the pronunciation of chicken parmigiana. I probably did it again. I'm very sorry to just Italy generally.
Black, gay, and lesbian police officers. They never actually said no, so I just went.
You should make me your campaign manager. I was born for politics.
This matches our opening thought with the psychologist from last episode.
How's this for an opening joke? Discrimination. I believe that's what you call observational humor.
Probably.
This is the first of 3 Armory appearances, and it's the only one where it isn't just the evidence room redecorated.
I am Herbert Goffelman from San Diego. I came here to stand in the cold outside the Today Show holding a sign with a misspelled word on it.
The Today Show would go on to have a handful of 9/9 cast members on as guests, including Andy Samberg, who unfortunately didn't bring an incorrectly spelled sign with his own name on it.
That neon green fanny pack screams gullible tourist.
It's mine. I brought it from home.
Boyle's been wearing this the whole time, but in previous shots it was covered by a box and by these pants. This technique actually became really useful later in the show when they were trying to hide the fact that Melissa Fumero was pregnant.
You have the worst case of full Boyle I've ever seen. You wrote Mr. Charles Ludley over 1,000 times.
For it to be written that much, there would need to be around 30 more pages with this density.
Why would you take her last name, Boyle?
Took my wife's last name.
Very brave.
My feelings are spraying out of me like a fire hose.
Ugh, that is overtly sexual.
The camera strap with Altered Olympus branding switches between facing in and facing out between cuts.
You gotta help me.
I'll text Vivian from your phone and tell her you want it to be a double date. That way I can come with you and hold your hand.
The rifle behind Jake has an orange tip, which is commonly used to signify prop or toy guns.
Can I get your file on that Atlantic Avenue drug ring? Sarge gave me and Scully the case.
What?
Slowing this down shows Rosa made no connection at ag, but it apparently hurt enough that he's still holding his face in the background of the next shot.
Remember, Super Dan,
In a truly heartbreaking turn of events, the elephant on Terry's desk has fallen over.
can ID the entire network of dealers.
Rosa's really sounds like it was added in post.
Luckily, Hitchcock and Scully didn't mind.
Hitchcock turns and 3 extras appear in the cuts.
I didn't even notice he was wearing a cape.
Scully has the same John Doe template open on his computer as Jake did earlier.
You're not getting your case back.
Here's what I found out about our competition.
The frames on the wall are slightly askew and unevenly distanced, which I don't believe Holt is okay with.
A hero at the Battle of Scimitar Hill, Jensen perished in a factory fire in the Netherlands.
No such Brian Jensen exists, but there was a battle at Scimitar Hill. And him dying in mainland Europe is fitting, as he shares his name with 2 retired Danish footballers.
This may be a different Brian Jensen. You in a silver suit with sunglasses and roller skates.
Gina's suggestion is very disco, which does actually fit Holt's former nemesis. This exterior shot was filmed outside 702 Spring Street, which is actually right across the road from where Jake met Doug Judy's contact in episode 12.
Vivian's bringing her friend Bernice.
That sounds like a cartoon dump truck.
Big fan of this noise from Boyle.
We should get out and try again.
Another exterior shot. This time it's just one block over, outside 100 West 7th Street.
Where is the Sex of the City Street? We want to see where Carrie and Big live.
They're likely talking about Perry Street, which is actually in New York as it's mostly shot on location. I'm also going to correct a mistake that haunts me from Halloween. Rebecca Wysocki plays Stephanie, not Miranda, which I found out 5-ish minutes after the video went up. No, I haven't seen Sex and the City, but I will familiarize myself with both of those shows going forward.
I'm a Carrie.
I think I'm a Carrie.
We're both Carries.
Carrie is, of course, played by
Kate Hudson.
Sarah Jessica Parker, man.
I'll just stare into her eyes. They're like little drops of cilantro reduction on lily white flan.
It's been 13 episodes, but we finally get another flan mention. It definitely won't be the last, but it feels a little too sporadic to add a counter.
We need a signal.
Pew 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 pew.
Boyle's watch goes from 3:27 to 3:37, which, in fairness, is probably the smallest time jump so far. And while we're talking continuity, the background in every car shot shifts constantly between cuts.
Can we pull over, please?
Yet another exterior shot. It's down the road from both previous exteriors at 840 Spring Street, but this time it's also home to interior shots.
This is my friend Bernice.
Hello, I'm Jack Tractive.
Jack Tractive?
Let's eat.
I wanted to be a cop when I was a kid, mostly because I love Die Hard.
Oh no.
What kind of dogs do you like? Hypothetically, if we were to get a dog.
Charles completely neglects to mention that he recently adopted 2 puppies from Holt.
Charles, why don't you tell Vivian about the 10-day forecast? So if you're not a cop, then what do you do?
I thought about maybe being a sports reporter, but I love the Nets so much.
You're a Nets fan? I love the Nets.
Well, Jake claims to be all about the Nets, baby, the Nets. He later talks about supporting the Knicks.
Pew, 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 pew. Signal.
What is the longest funeral you've ever attended? Ladies first.
The longest funeral ever recorded has been going on since 1986, which would be very impressive if the only source wasn't a satirical article. Another exterior shot has hit this video. This one took ages to find, but it's actually the YMCA building in Berkeley, California. We get the first on-screen appearance of Florgasm after them being mentioned in the background of many episodes. Their moves were choreographed by Nicole Berger, but I much prefer her work in the previous episode.
Did you like it? It was inspired by the city of New York.
The city of New York is our second Sex and the City mention, as it was a featured character in every episode.
All of you, go home immediately. The meeting is beginning.
Tai Chi is apparently popular in Brooklyn, as this senior group joins the flyer I talked about in The Ebony Falcon.
I'm getting nervous. My stomach is in flux.
In the court of Louis XI, women would only eat soup because chewing would give them wrinkles.
This is true, however, it was apparently done to avoid jaw swelling and not wrinkles.
Remember that dog we found on the train tracks? Was it inside out or just...
Will you excuse us?
Hurry back.
You are definitely making her uncomfortable.
I love the attention to detail with the food choices here. Charles and Vivian both ordered the same starter, whereas Jake got what looks to be calamari in contrast to Bernice's salad. Jake is drinking Penzberg from ISS Props, which also appeared in Superbad, along with this succulent little guy who just keeps popping up.
I borrowed the waiter's phone when you weren't looking and bought me and Vivian plane tickets to Rome. What? We leave in 2 hours.
On the surface, this goes against his usual travel style of being at the airport hours ahead of time, but he does say we leave in 2 hours, which could mean the flight is later, and leaving then still gets them there early.
Connect through Vietnam.
Oakley from the Discord pointed out this isn't really possible, but there are still a few crazy possible connections.
I'll tell him it was an emergency.
Can you make it a work emergency, not a bathroom one?
Kinda wanna make it a bathroom.
Not only has this mannequin reappeared in the corner, but it now has a horned helmet. And this milk is also from ISS Props.
This is a big case, and Hitchcock and Scully are gonna screw it up. This morning, I found Scully's gun in the frozen yogurt. I think he was using it as a spoon.
You insulted Soup Dan. He refuses to cooperate with you.
The fire door behind the Sarge becomes slightly ajar between cuts, which goes against the notice,
Which was prominently posted. You told him his soup was dead.
I'm off.
There's 48 people visible in the audience. The seating arrangement implies 2 6x7 halves, but only one half is shot to avoid hiring unnecessary extras. Assuming both halves are actually full like this, the attendance number is closer to 80.
Isn't it a good thing that Brian Jensen didn't have to struggle for 25 years?
Greetings, all. Discrimination. I look forward to casting my vote for someone else.
Holt's left hand jumps back up the lectern in the cut.
I withdraw my name from consideration. Congratulations, Brian. If you screw this up, I will impeach you.
For those unaware, impeachment just refers to the charge of misconduct, not removal or replacement, but as Holt
Wrote the bylaws.
you could probably do that too.
Work has been so stressful. If you wouldn't mind using the back exit, it'll be much safer. Trust me, I'm a cop. New York, right?
This line is funny to me, as leaving from the back exit would essentially put them on an identical street. This shot really reminds me of Birdman, which you should watch if you haven't already.
Funny story, I was walking home and I passed a pawn shop, and now I have this engagement ring.
No. Give me
The vendor and customer in the back are just completely indifferent to all the yelling. But in fairness, they do take notice when pepper spraying begins. Our last exterior location of this episode is directly opposite the first, outside 704 South Spring Street.
Got you that fancy coffee you like?
I don't want it.
Oh, so expensive.
This cup is very clearly empty.
Sorry, I pepper sprayed you.
I'm sorry I pepper sprayed you. Thank God for that soda.
The soda in question is again from ISS Props, and it must have magical properties as the cans of it in the background disappear between cuts.
It's so sticky, but it feels so good.
Title of your sex tape, but that aside, all the bags of chips have been faced away to avoid showing recognizable brands.
Ooh, Cap.
Isn't your shift over?
Something we need to take care of. Soup Dan, over here. Thanks for coming.
If you guys want to make fun of me, just come down to Pita Paradise like everyone else does.
This line always struck me as off, but after looking into it, I think it was given more context in a deleted scene. I found some behind-the-scenes photos that show Super Dan in what I can only assume is his work uniform at the aforementioned Pita Paradise.
What happened to Scully and Hitchcock?
They're bleeding Hitchcock's ear.
Yeah.
So official.
Super Dan's lips don't move when he says,
Yeah, this guy. Okay.
There's a new flyer up for a bowling night to match the lessons advertised on the break room whiteboard. And Hitchcock's ear is still being cleaned in the background. Okay, maybe Super Dan does have superpowers, because apparently he can talk while his lips move completely differently.
I know what we did wrong. Help out everyone, no matter what.
The kitchen whiteboard has changed to remind the 9-9 to clean up their mess.
Don't be bummed, man. We can figure this out, all right? You're good there.
Hey, I think we're gonna get robbed. I need to pull over.
The driver's lips don't move when he says,
Flat tire.
I couldn't find this exact alley, but the no parking sign has a 555 phone number for Prospect and Broome Towing, which is in reference to Brooklyn's Prospect Park and Broome Streets.
Give me your wallet. NYPD, under from robbery.
Little to the left, Charles. Cab driver's in the interrogation room. You ready?
Let's do it.
Oh no, what's this?
What is this?
Magic, apparently, as the handcuff bar goes through the sheet in a way that really shouldn't be possible.
I checked your phone. There were 100 texts from Vivian worried about you. She's full Boyle.
Full Boyle for Boyle.
The final title tally is 9, which is the exact number of letters in the phrase full boil.
I took the liberty of texting her and telling her to come meet you here.
I think this is the show's first use of this heartfelt music, but it definitely isn't the last.
Thought you might want to give her this.
This is definitely a different ring from the one that was dropped in the hot dog water, so I'm gonna guess it was destroyed.
Yes!
We end with Vivian Chuckle Bunny getting the absolute freak on, which gives me an opportunity to talk about an anecdote I missed in the last episode. On the official Brooklyn Nine-Nine podcast, Lo Truglio actually revealed he had a crush on Marilu Henner during her time on Taxi, so working with her here was kind of surreal. A special thank you to Certified Sweetheart JLC and Blackhawk Gaming for becoming members. What's everyone's favorite GTA game? I've been playing a lot of GTA 4 recently, if you can tell. I think I mentioned Cousin Roman last episode. That's going to be the little filler bit here. And I'll see you in 2 weeks for The Apartment.
Not a doctor.
Help!
I need to sneeze. Well, I don't think I've ever had to sneeze during one of these recordings. Hold on. What the fuck? I squeaked.